Hello everyone, welcome to the Maxon booth here, capacity crowd here today, day 2. And boy, everyone is in for a treat. Hello internet. How's everybody? Hi internet. We're in for a treat here. We have some of the world's leading artists showcasing how they use Maxon One products in their workflows to create some of the most stunning imagery on any screen anywhere on the planet. Some of those artists are to my left and right. I'd like to introduce you. Let's give them a big Maxon welcome to Woosung Kim and Woosung Kang. Thank you.
Hello, hello. So my name is Woosung Kang. I'm a motion designer, art director based in LA. First of all, huge thanks to Maxon for giving us the chance to have this amazing presentation. And I'm just so honored to be here with amazing artists and motion designers and all the Maxon people here. And I've been using C4D over 10 years as my main tool, and I'm so happy to share my tips and tricks today. And here is Korean, and we're gonna present together, and he's going to talk about a lot of his tips and tricks in next presentation. And we are going to talk about how we created Sci-Fi Short Film, WAI, using C4D and After Effects. And this is a collaboration project from Korean, Taehoon, and myself. And Taehoon couldn't join this time, but shout out to Taehoon, and we're gonna show his amazing contribution for this team project. All right, so this presentation split into two parts. First part, I'm going to talk about production process overview and cinematic camera, also compositing and color with Red Giant. And next presentation, Korean will show you a lot of tips and tricks for realistic effects without simulation and connecting numerous cables with Xpresso. Okay, just give me 1 minute to show my demo reel. Just 1 minute. Okay, thank you for watching. So as you can see, we've been working on a bunch of different type of projects, such as TV show title like True Detective and The Last of Us. Also, we have movie like Ghost in the Shell, Men in Black, and we have Jay-Z music video, J Balvin, and my favorite musician, concert visualizer for Odessa, and we have commercial work. Also, we have a short film for festival like Off Festival. And when I used to work at the mill with Taehoon, I had opportunity to work on some of game cinematic like Destiny 2 and Apex. Also, these are amazing character work from Taehoon, and he's working at Parallel as a CG artist. And we've been using C4D as our main tool, and we try to combine our strength into one piece of short film. So this is a sci-fi short film that captures the experimental moment of an AI robot to find itself identity from the past. And all right, let's just watch it. Okay, thank you for watching. So also WAI project has been created with VR version as well, with a huge support from Otoy with their render network service. We wouldn't have been able to complete it without their service. So huge thanks to Otoy for supporting us, and we will have a demo session that you can watch immersive version of WAI after the presentation. So please join us to experience something you've never seen before. Oh, yeah, something you've never seen before. Okay? Yeah, let's dive into production process overview. So because we have that much time, I'll give you really quick version of entire production process overview, and then we will dive into Cinema 4D more. So production process follow these major three stages. Pre-production, which is preparation stage that you bring the idea, story, also making the previs, and production is what you do like 3D, like animation, texture, lighting, and rendering. And after we get the render, and to bump up the quality, we do compositing, color, and sound. So, okay, so let's go through each point for more detail. So in idea stage, we gather the idea by reviewing on our past projects and identifying what we enjoyed. Obviously, all of us love sci-fi genre. And also we try to gather the movies and TV show and artist work to get more inspirations. Yeah, those are crazy artists we follow. And yeah, and we use PureRef to bring all those images to organize our idea, and also checking that they're like good layout stuff. And after we start writing the story. So this is about so we wanted to capture the moment when AI robot is experimenting to discover its identity. And then we also quickly sketch a storyboard to consider the type of the shot. And instead of making like perfect drawing for this stage, instead as a 3D artist, we made a bunch of style frames as well. So sometimes we get more idea just playing with the style frame in the 3D. And these are amazing Korean style frame. Also, Taehoon did this idea in R&D stage, which is robot face opens up, and we thought it's really cool, and we want to put this idea into our story. So sometimes we do some tests just randomly, and then we make the story by just adding more interesting our R&D stuff. And then after I did the previs, I think this is one of the most important stage in pre-production, because we are able to determine the number of scenes required and identify where to spend the most time for the asset making. So with the previs, also understanding the shot type and camera angle, it allows us to focus on what will be visible in the camera. So instead of making everything in the scene, so we wasting our time, we try to like optimize our scene, and previs was like huge advantage we could take on for that. And then next stage was layout and modeling. So we gradually replaced the simple object from the previs with detail model for the actual shot. For this stage, we engaged the modeling and also utilized kit-bash assets. So which save tons of time. Instead of making everything from the scratch, sometimes we bring the kit-bash assets, so we can make like pretty complex shape in a short time. And this is amazing Korean's task with Xpresso and spline dynamics to build the asset for the shot. And he's going to give you a lot of tips and tricks in next presentation. And this is modeling development process as well from Taehoon. And I did rigging to use motion capture data on the character. So I use Mixamo character rig in Cinema 4D. It's really handy. And also I use Maxon to capture my custom animation in it. So by integrating this, the rigging with the motion capture data, I could fine-tune the character animation in detail. And then we applied close simulation using Marvelous Designer. And we did animation for all the assets we created. So these are good examples from Guryun, and he's going to give you a lot of his secret in next presentation. And I did the VFX for the particle and leakage simulation. And new version of Cinema had strong particle animation. So maybe if I could use that version at that time, maybe I could make better version of it. But I'm pretty happy with the result. And the next one is texture and lighting. So you are watching the updated version of the character with better texture. And then as you can see, we gradually enhance the texture and lighting in detail. So you see the progress, how it developed from the beginning to the end. And then we did rendering. So we optimized the rendering so it can be a faster render. Also, we use multipasses like this example to do compositing. So by mixing multiple passes in compositing stage, we can add more detail by changing the color or light adjustment or applying some effects, only certain light that helps a lot to get the final detail. And then this is a good example from Taehoon. This is a last shot that he comped tons of FX 2D footage in compositing. So instead of making all the heavy simulation in 3D, we try to save a time by compositing this footage. Okay? And then after I did color grading and some level adjustment, and this is one example I did for transition moment from the fungus shot to this, and I'm going to show you the detail later in After Effects. All right, so after we finish shot by shot, I try to bring all the final images, and then I try to compose it one more time again, because we are 3 different artists, and sometimes we have a different tone, different color. So final detail with just changing it, just one person finishing the final detail could help it to make it as a more cohesive one piece. So as you can see, we have a little bit of the noise and extra detail on top of our final version. And then we did sound. So fortunately, we were able to collaborate with Echoic Audio. They're the best, and they're even created an immersive sound version for VR version of WAI. So please check that out with Vision Pro, that immersive sound for the immersive version of WAI. Okay, so that was about really quick version of production process overview. And let's dive into cinematic camera. So to make a cinematic short film, understanding about the shot type is really crucial for effectively conveying your story. So for example, we use an extreme wide shot as an establishing shot at the beginning to showcase the mood and atmosphere of the location. Also, it gives the epic mood from the beginning, so it can hook the audience right away, just when the video starts. And the another one is close-up. So to show the detail of the capsule, it's an important object in the story, so we try to use a close-up, something like here. So wide shot capture the setting or environment, providing the context and scale, and the close-up is good for highlight emotion and detail of character or objects. Also, using various camera movement is really important. It adds more visual interest to the static scene, and the movement helps the meaning, mood, and atmosphere of the shot effectively. So I brought this example of the movement, so you can see what type of the camera movement is there. And as you can see, when I do the previs with the specific shot type and the movement, I also consider the camera mechanism. So think about the camera mechanism with the mindset of, what if this was the real shoot? What type of mechanism would actually be used? Then you can achieve much more realistic camera movement in CG. So I'm gonna show you in Cinema 4D my custom camera rig that I use not only for WAI project, but also game cinematic trailer like Destiny 2 and IMAX. So basically, you can use most of project for any type of the your Cinema 4D project, and I'm gonna share it end of the presentation, the link, so you can download. So please check that out. Okay, so we have Cinema 4D here, and I'm going to open my camera by holding shift and drag. You can combine these two scenes in the one, and in here we are watching the camera view, and I'm going to change it to side by side so you can see what's going on with this camera rig. So when we click the camera, there's a control rig that you can change basically everything what you need. So we can do rotation, also the height, and then you can roll the camera. Also, we can change the focal length. So let me start the animation from here. Basically, I'm just making every changes so I can show off the camera rig. Okay, so we can go to the end, and I'll just change everything again just to demonstrate how this camera rig is working. Okay, so maybe we can do this, and we can go to animation, and from here I'll just make T6 so it can be linear animation. So let's check that out. Yeah, we have already pretty cool camera animation. Maybe it can be a little bit closer and a little bit higher. Okay, so something like this is pretty cool camera animation. This is just one example, and I want to show you how we can do this vertigo effect, which is called as a dolly zoom effect. And yeah, if you watch in slow motion here, you can see the background is almost sucking into the face through the dolly zoom effects. And it's in the film, dolly zoom is really good for the moment of like highlight emotional change or critical decision made by character or shifting moment of the story or environment. So from old movie Jaws to the recent TV show Squid Game, you can see the example of the dolly zoom effects being used in various cases. Okay, so just try to make your camera movement from your favorite movie. That actually help a lot to understand how the cinematography works in CG. So I highly recommend that method. And let's dive into Cinema 4D. Okay, so we have here the basic animation. Even I didn't use motion capture for this one, but with the camera, it's way more dynamic. Yeah, it's way more interesting. So I'm going to show you how we can make from the scratch using my custom rig. So here, I'm going to change maybe the distance a little bit. And yeah, basically we can change the focal length, which is long lens that make the background environment looks closer. And I'm going to change the distance. And yeah, let's start the animation. It's actually really, really simple. And yeah, maybe you saw real estate pictures that make everything really wide. So let's make it 16. And I'm trying to make the main object in similar scale by changing the distance. So by mixing with these two, it's getting this dolly zoom effects really easily. So this is really quick tip. You can get those pretty cool camera animation. And yeah, let's see from this view. So our focal point is same, but by changing the distance and the length simultaneously, we can get these pretty cool effects. All right, and we can go even further with this vibration tag. I'm going to add a little bit of the shake camera. We can animate this one so it doesn't slip, and it can be really low numbers, really small number, but high frequency of vibration. And then we can go from the beginning and we can make it 0, so it can gradually add more intense vibration. So as you can see, we get pretty cool vibration animation on top of vertigo effects, the dolly zoom effects. But I don't like the easy ease, so I'm just killing the graph, the handle at the end. So it can be more continuous transition for the next shot instead of stopping the camera. This is way more, way better to have a better transition for the next shot. Yeah, so we can even add a little bit more extra detail to add a little bit more vibration on the cheeks. So yeah, as you can see, this is not that hard camera animation, but really effective. And before we dive into another shot, I want to show you just a quick 1-minute tip how I created this electric effects inside of the face. Okay, let's go to cinema, and I just opened a new scene, and oops, 1 second, oops. Yeah, let me, so there's some, oops. 1 second. Okay, I think there's some bug. Let me reopen the, oops. Okay, let me reopen it. Okay. So we have here a new scene that I'm going to use a sketch. And then just draw my sign, which is really ugly. But what you can do, magic with the spline smooth. Instead of smooth, actually it's random. And just tap it. Tap, 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 tap. Then you get this interesting electric shape in a second. And what you can do is you can apply mode spline and use this one as a spline mode. So here we can have a spline, and you just drop down the spline here. Then you can animate with this start end. And I'm going to just add animation here. And then we can go from here and max out as 100%. And you can easily just offset one of them. Then you can get this animation really, really easily. And then if you want to add more detail for the electric shape, then what you can do is we can go with shader effector, of course, and this one with the position, I'll just change the Y, and we can go with shading and shader and noise. You've been seeing everyone using noise, and global scale can be smaller, and we can try some different type of the noise and animation speed higher. Then you can get this like little bit jittery extra detail on top, and we can just try another noise effect too. So you can get this pretty cool effects and just make a different shape and duplicate it, then you can achieve that face opening shot with the electric. And next one is we are going back to this shot, which is I want to show you how I did this dynamic camera. So basically the camera setup is attached to the capsule. It just follows, but it has that bounce back animation right after the capsule stop. So I'm going to show you a really quick tip how you can do this extra detail using C4D. So we have this shot, and as you can see, there's no bounce back animation. It just attached to the capsule. So it's pretty static. Even there's a cool mechanic animation behind. Yeah, we can go even further with extra detail with the camera. So from here, what I'm gonna do, yeah, just click the camera here, and I'm going to add motion camera. And then let's see how it works. It doesn't change anything, but this camera tag is linked with the original camera. And maybe some of you already know the motion, which gives you interesting movement, which is almost like a handheld movement, but this is not what we want to do. We can go with dynamics. And if you go head dynamic and enable and dampen, and let's see what happened with this. It adds dynamic, so it kind of like a follow a little later. So it adds pretty interesting dynamic, but with the spring, it has those cool bounce back animation, but maybe this is too much. So I'm going with a little bit lower number, which is way more natural for me. So in a just few seconds, we can get this detail. But one thing you have to make sure is function and bake object, so you can bake the camera, because a lot of time when you deal with the dynamic camera, sometimes the result is different depending on what type of the machine you're using. Especially like if you're gonna do the rendering on render farm, then I highly recommend use this function. Okay, so that was about cinematic camera, and let's move on to compositing and color. Yeah, we don't have that much time, so I'm gonna speed up. So yeah, here we have multipasses, and with that I could compose it and then achieve this result. And to do that, we need to know how to do multipass setup. So I'm gonna show you how we can do in Redshift and Octane both. So we have here really simple scene, just as an example. So we have a key light and the fill light, also rim light, which is main like 3 lights. And in Redshift, we can just click the lights and go to detail, and in light group, it will be group. You can add name as you want. So key light, and we can add fill, and this one, the background light, which is rim light. And then you can go AOB manager or render setting, and then in Redshift, in advanced mode, you can go show manager, and from here, beauty. In the beauty, just check all light groups, then it's done actually. So in preview, render preview, you can see how the key lights and the fill lights and the rim light is working, and you can render those out separately. Also in the Octane, I'm going to open the Octane, and here we have a bunch of different light colors. So in Octane, I just set up as a different color. So this one in the tag, in the light setting, there's a light passes ID, and this is a 4, and this one is 5. This another group is 3, and even you can add on the texture. So image on texture, light pass is 1. So from here, we can go to the setting. And I'm gonna show how we can set it up in AOB group and AOB manager. I'll just add other passes, like anything you want, like reflection. Also, you can add G depths and lights, and you can match the light number as you set it up before. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then in render preview, you can see how each pass is working, like reflection, light 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So let's dive into After Effects, and then I already prepare the setup, all the passes rendered in here, and this is a beauty pass, which is all the lights here, but then you can see individual pass like the reflection 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the blue one and 5 from the bottom, and this is G-depth. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use only the light passes and use them as a screen mode. And then what I want to do is I'm gonna just duplicate the green light, which is from the capsule, and I want to emphasize the opacity when the capsule stops. So maybe here I can add opacity animation, and I can just copy those to here. Yeah, something like here when the capsule stops. So the moment when capsule stops, I can add more like intense light on the capsule. So to make a focal point in the center. and we have this red light, the LED light. I want to add a little bit of flickering to add more detail. So what we can do is go to opacity random, and you can have different number, and you can see how it's flickering. But I'm going to use this one as a add mode, and I'll just duplicate one more, and this one can be this one add, and this one is maybe like 50%. So we can contain a basic light and add just a flickering on top of it. So we get more detail on this, and I want to show you how we can composite this reflection to add more highlight on top of our all other passes. All right, so mask and feather, and then screen mode. Then you can add more highlight on only the center area, so you can get more interest on the main object. Okay. And the good thing, another good thing about what you can do with multipasses, maybe you can select one layer and change the color of it by applying hue. Okay, and you can change the color of each light. So this is a pretty cool effect. So you can try for your own. Yeah, so that was about the basic compositing, and even we can go even further with Red Giant product. I'm gonna show you how I did color using Colorista. So Colorista is really, really cool plugin that you can change the color in detail. Like maybe you can go a little bit more mid-tone, more green, and shadow can be a little bit more blue, little touch, and the highlight can be a little bit of yellow, something like this. And even you can change the overall tone on the bottom here. And yeah, it's good. And you can add a vignette, so you can tone down the edge. So and even the clarity. Yeah, this is too much. Maybe just like 20. Yeah, so you can add more detail. And another example here, what you can do is I use Colorista V for the transition moment, which is from the fungus growing up and then change it to the CD shot. Here I have even like I'm having these 3 Colorista, so one for the overall tone and one for the color change. So it's not that difficult. I just change the mid-tone to the red to shift the color here, and let's see what happens. So it starting from the red color and then go back to original color. So it can get pretty cool transition from here to the CD shot. And yeah, I'm going to show you another secret, which is, let me see, yeah, this layer. So this one, I speed it up the fungus animation and then use it as like screen mode to add as just like a little bit of like transition moment as a flickering. And even we can add VHS effects from Red Giant, and this one gives this amazing noise transition. Yes, so, and then we can add even like custom footage, like the glitch one, something like this. So by combining all those 3, we can get this pretty cool transition with the color. All right. Okay, so let's go back to another scene here, and I want to show you how I did the camera shake in After Effects, not in 3D. So maybe this is too much, like wobbly, because it's default setup, but we can go down 10 and frequency higher, scale footage, maybe just 100%. So with this number, it gives really cool additional vibration that gives extra secondary detail on top of 3D dynamic camera. So I love this one, but I don't want to overuse. I'll just use it when the capsule stops. So let's just say camera shake when the capsule stops. So I'm adding only the moment when the capsule is stopping. So okay, maybe this one here. All right. So as you can see, we get pretty cool extra detail on top of it. So this is one tip I wanted to show you. And let's go to chromatic aberration. So chromatic aberration is an optical phenomenon where the light is dispersed, causing the color to blur or distort. So when the shooting with a real lens, chromatic aberration often appear at the edge of the screen due to the lens refraction. So by applying this imperfection into CG, we can achieve way more realistic cinematic look. So here we have After Effects, and we can see the default setup. It's pretty strong. It's too strong to use it as it is. So I'm going to kill the, let me see, I think we can kill the distortion amount for this. Yeah, and then even we can kill the radial blur. Yeah, right here. So, but still we have tiny bit of the offset chromatic aberration on the edge, and even I'm reducing a little more here. So we get just a little bit of extra detail. Maybe it's hard to see, but you can feel it. Yeah, so that amount is actually the key of when you're applying some effects. Don't overuse, just use it so like the actual lens would does. Okay. And then we have a renoiser. So renoiser is really good for adding the grain and noise animation. So I'm going to show you how it works. So maybe because it's streaming, it might be hard to see, but there's a noise animation going on here. And the good thing about it is you can change the preset. Maybe we can go with the cool name Kung Fu Fighting. And yeah, we have a little bit stronger noise going on here, but yeah, let's just scale it up so you can see better those noise details. So to achieve the film look on CG, adding this like detail noise is really helping. So I really recommend just try out some noise preset in here and just change the number here so you can achieve really good film look for your own project. All right, so next one is looks, and maybe you already know looks because it's really popular one because it's almost like all-in-one package that you can do almost everything like chromatic, noise, and even this one has I think it's gonna load it up the preset. Yeah, so we have a lot of tons of preset here, and yeah, maybe this is really strong, but you can dial down with the strength right here, so you can mix that up. But the downside is maybe this is hard to deal with the timeline, so I prefer the one by one, like I shown before. And we have a film effects. So film effects, of course, it gives a lot of film look. And this one has a gain control, and then vignette change, also the strength you can change it, and there's a lot of different type of the stock you can choose. And I often use doubling up and just I think I can change the another type of the stock so you can get the different look. And I'll just change the level a little bit. Then you can get pretty cool film look here. This is a little bit strong. Intentionally, I did it for the presentation, but as you can see, this is a really cool effect that if you comparing with the original render, it's so different. We get much more interest on the center area. And even we can go further with glow effects. This is too strong, I know, but as a default, I'm going to tone it down by changing threshold, so you can use it only the area which is the capsule and the background, the red light, and then you can change the size, even the intensity. Don't overuse it, just tiny bit. So you add this extra detail that gives the diffuse light, almost like volume light that blends your background even better, something like here. So That was about compositing tip and color, and I showed you colors that V, film, looks, camera shake, chromatic aberration, renoise, VHS, and glow, and those combination is super cool when you're trying to achieve film look for your own project. So yeah, I think time is almost up, so I cannot show you anymore, but there's more information and a lot of things you can see from the Colosso, so please check that out. And these are amazing student works. They made this amazing work from just by following the class, and I think Young-hoon Kim did a better job than ours, so yeah, it's super cool. And before we end, I just want to show you our collaboration with students. So some of the shot is from the student, and some of the shot is from our original. So let's watch one more time. Okay, check the student credit here. So amazing results. Okay, and you can find the class detail here. Also, you can download the camera rig for free in this link. So please check our Instagram link, and you can watch again in the YouTube. And in next presentation, Gurun will talk about realistic effects without simulation, also connecting numerous cable with Xpresso. And I'll be in the demo session to show you immersive version of WAI. It's AK immersive sound you never seen before. So please check that out. And huge thanks to Maxon and Mata. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's my second time, and it's such a huge honor to be here with you, and thanks for the joining for my presentation. Thank you.
Awesome. Amazing job. We do have time for 1 or 2 questions. Remember, Grian will be up next too, so it's just a continuation, and Woosung will be in the back. But question here, sir. The fog. They wouldn't know how you worked with the fog.
Fog?
Fog,
yeah. Yeah, the beginning shot of the CD shot, you mean? Yeah, that one is, as an example, I show the last shot from the Taehoon, which is the ending shot. The beginning shot, we also use a lot of footage, 2D FX footage, and then we export camera and the position data from the C4D to the After Effects and match the camera to the After Effects. So both of them has the same camera. So we can just put the 2D FX into After Effects, and then we just click the 3D icon, then it match the position, and also we use a G-depth. So that's how we use multipasses to compose it in the right position, and even with the G-depth, we can masking out, so it can be like behind of the certain building or object. So that's how we achieve the fog compositing in using C4D and After Effects.
Yeah, so Z depth, yeah. Did you use some kitbash?
Yeah, we use actually kitbash asset a lot, and there are tons of free kitbash asset too. I'll put the link, some of the really good one we got supported by from the amazing kitbash artists in the link on the NAB show on our Instagram link. So you can check that out, those amazing kitbash link, and yeah. So
thank you for all those resources. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. We're going to take a quick little break here. Stay tuned, internet. Don't go too far. We're going to be back here with Grian Kim. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great job. Bye.